Hello boys and girls. Microphone was pointing the wrong way for some reason. How are we doing? Are we all good? Welcome along. It is still very hot here in the UK if you're watching from elsewhere in the world, so it is just going to be me this evening. We just can't make Dave sit in this room. I brought a thermometer in here before. It is 33 degrees in this room, even with the fan on and the window open. So I think we might need to get some air conditioning for this room. Although I did send an inquiry about a potential office last night, Saturday night. I've lost track of the days. It's been one of those weekends. What day is it? It's Monday, isn't it? So we might not have to deal with it. We might be in an air-conditioned office soon. That would be very pleasant. But hello, welcome along. It is just going to be me this evening, and we are rocking the yellow tray tonight. Yeah, I think yellow is my favourite. No, they're not available to buy yet. Yes, they will be available soon. We are working on it. Yeah, we're just putting the final finishing touches and also getting a little stock of them ready made, so when you lot all order one each, we don't have to print them all then. They can be ready to come out pretty much immediately when they're ordered. So yeah, the trays are coming within the next week, 2 weeks, probably nearer 2 weeks than one, but soon. Watch this space. And I am going to be building Wicket, who I bought on Star Wars Day to get me my Darksaber. I've wanted him for ages. I like Ewoks. I've actually got a Wicket plushie back there that I got from Disneyland Paris a couple of years ago. I loved the Ewoks cartoon as a kid. So although I'm still not officially a Star Wars guy, I'm not a Trekkie yet. I have forever been an Ewok guy. So I think we're safe doing one of these. I think that's acceptable. The YTJ, thank you very much for 25 months. I've just noticed that pop up. Thank you very much. Yeah, it is hot today. I agree, it is quite warm. Where is Anna? I just told you that. Just told you that. There's a rewind button. Don't worry. Kev's a Trekkie now. I'm still not. I mean, if I was a Trekkie, I'd have probably watched episode 3 at some point in the 2 weeks that we've been home. I watched 1 and 2 on the plane on the way back. I still haven't felt the urge to watch 3 yet. So I'm too busy going through the rewatching all of 30 Rock, which has hit Netflix in the last couple of weeks. I haven't seen 30 Rock for about 10 years, probably more, so I'm watching it as if it's new, so I haven't got space in my life for watching Star Wars. What I have always got space for is some Holy. Thank you to them for sponsoring the stream. We're back on the strawberry and kiwi. I'm in a routine now. I have the apple and kiwi matcha as my morning drink because it's got caffeine in, and then as soon as we go past like 4 p.m, I switch to the strawberry and kiwi hydration because it has no caffeine in, to try and moderate my caffeine intake a little bit. But yeah, I'm in a very nice little setup with that now, and it's keeping me lovely and hydrated in all of the heat that we've got going on at the moment. Any fresh rumours of the new Star Trek set coming this year? I know nothing of any rumours. Went to my first Brick Festival event yesterday. Managed to pick up a corner garage modular for a good price, which has been on my list for ages. Nice. Very nice. It is a nice set. I do like the corner garage. Although it's a little bit annoying to integrate into the city because it has 2 drop curbs. And yeah, obviously you have to put it on a corner. So I need to work a little bit better to have it seamlessly integrated. It's a little more work than everything else, but as a building, it's really cool. I love the little rolly door on it. That is great. But yeah, we're going to be building this Wicket, which actually retires this year. It only came out back end of last year. It's not been on my wish list for very long. It retires this year, I think. 1,010 pieces. Interestingly, 1 to 4 builders on Build Together. Annoyingly, the big UCS set that me and Anna wanted to build together, no Build Together on that. This 1,000-piece buildable figure that you'd be like, yeah, how do you do that as 4 people? Apparently this one can be done by 4 people. So it's not, it's going to be done by 1 people, but everything should have Build Together multiplayer instructions. Strawberry and kiwi is a bang out. I've been putting off trying the lemon, but it's, yeah, oh, lemon is good as well. Yeah, I do like the lemon. Will I get the new Haunted House coming out around September? Yeah, I imagine so. Almost certainly. Ewoks cartoon series and the 2 live action films are still available on Disney Plus. I didn't know there were Ewok live action films. I might have to rewatch the cartoon though. The thing is, I don't want to realise it's not 12 bags. I don't want to realise it's not as good as I remember. I remember it being elite television as a child. and I'm a little bit worried if I rewatch it now, it'll just be like watching Star Wars. It is 12 bags. Just get them sorted into order. I think the Holy Syrup is a copy of a different brand that I'm not going to mention. I mean, it's not, because for a start, the brand that you mentioned literally doesn't have any syrup in it. It's a completely different thing. But it being an entirely different product aside, Holy don't need to copy their rivals. Holy are the market leader. They are the ones setting the trends. Hold on, we've got 2 bag 2s and no bag 1. We're just emptying this out again. Have we got a bag 1? So 12. Is someone going to tell me this is a Star Wars joke that I'm not getting? 11. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 2. We're checking the manual. Well, according to the manual, we should have a bag 1. Does anyone know? Before I rip these open, have I got a faulty one? Or is this how it's supposed to be? They've literally got the same bag code on them. I think we've got a mispacked box. Are the same pieces in the 2 bags? I assume so, because they've got the same code number on. And each bag has a different unique code number. And these have got the same one. So I think they are identical bags. I guess we're not building this tonight because we don't have a bag 1. I mean, luckily, Lego customer service are good. So I'm sure it'll get sorted. I haven't sprayed bag 1 on the floor or anything, have I? No. I have no idea what I'm going to build now. I've got a Ford Technic set. We'll do that instead. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a new bag 1 sent by Lego. So that goes into the do it at some point pile, and we'll grab something else instead. I'm afraid that does mean the rest of the evening we're going to be inundated with people saying that's not the set on the thumbnail. So have we got a timestamp for when we discovered the problem? I've had to put my watch on my other wrist because I've got a irritation under where I normally have it. So we'll direct people to 6 minutes in and they can see the proof. It's the universe telling me not to become a Trekkie. I know. That is bananas. Right. So we're actually going to build this instead, which I think I just picked up at Costco at some point because it looked cool and it was quite cheap. So this is the Lego Technic Ford GT40 Mark II from 1966, which is the year England won the World Cup. Interesting. 793 pieces. I don't think I've ever built a Technic car on this scale. I'm looking around. I've did the big Audi one. I've done the big Formula One one. And I've done some of the smaller, like, pullback ones. But I don't think I've done any of the mid-sized Technic cars before. It's been something I've been wanting to get into for a while, because I think they do look cool. So I guess we're going to be doing this. Good luck with that one, Kev. Hubby lost his temper so much with it. I don't lose my temper. I'm a cool guy. This happened with me. Had bag 7, but the one mini bag was repeated and the other mini bag was missing. Wowzers. I've said it before, I'll say it again. That cap is elite. It is a nice hat, isn't it? Because the reason I like it, it's not immediately a football hat. It could just be, oh, it's a hat with an A on. People wear hats with letters on all the time. I think it's a very cool design. I've got the reverse colours of it as well. The dark reddy burgundy colour with the white thing, or the creamy logo. But yeah, I think it's one of my favourite hats. Do the excavator. I'm not doing that on stream. I have the Wicket set built, but have not opened the box yet. We'll be definitely looking to try. Yeah, I assume it's just be an error. They'll send me another bag one. It'll be fine. Scan the code to get extra points. I mean, I'll get the points when I build it. I don't need to rush to scan it now. It's 20 points. It's not gonna be a difference maker, is it? I've seen someone do a tumbler using the 4GT set. Nice. Whoa, wheels everywhere. Right, I know a wheel just went flying and I don't know where it went. Where on earth did that go? We're going down, boys and girls. Oh, found it. Although I think I'm now wedged in. I'm between the shelf and the table. I can't. Oh my word. Oh my word. I looked for the same, but can I get the traditional red and white? I wanted that one. Yeah, it's a nice hat. What sets will I buy on June the 1st? I've got a video coming out probably tomorrow. Lots of number 2s. Woohoo, woohoo, woo! I've got a video coming out tomorrow where I try and come up with an answer to that question. I'm not sure I got to a satisfactory answer to the question by the end of the video. The plan at the moment, and obviously all plans go out the window once you walk into the Lego store. The plan at the moment is to only buy Main Street and save everything else for double points, because we've got double points coming a couple of weeks later. I think if double points falls when I think it's going to fall, we're going to have double points on while we're in Billund, so able to go to the Lego House store and the Legoland Billund store, which is the biggest Lego store in the world now. So being there during double points with the car with us, so I've not got to worry about flying home, that feels like the opportunity to stock up on loads of stuff. That being said, there's some sets that are going to be really hard to resist on the 1st, like the Brickheads, like the tram and the vintage train, probably some other stuff I'm forgetting. The helicarrier I've already pre-ordered, Snoopy I've already pre-ordered, so there's a couple that I'm getting as well. But yeah, for the 1st of June, the plan is just Main Street, and we'll figure out what to do from there. What happened to the Lego City? Nothing, I hope. You're making me check CCTV now. Let's have a little look. Getting on the Ring app. That feels like it could be a threat. Go live. No, all looks good in the Lego City. There you go. There's your live view of the Lego City on the CCTV. All is good. Phew. You had me panicking. I need that back to get my 20 points. Let's have my 20 points. That's a very, very, very dangerous having a car to bring sets back. I know. I know. But yeah, we'll have to see. So yeah, the plan is as little as possible on the 1st, but we'll see. Dublin Zoo are doing a Lego event this summer. Please visit. The problem is, I think I'm maxed out on days we can get Dave into the kennels, and we can't go to Dublin with Dave. So we're doing the European road trip in a few weeks, and then we've got something else planned for September that he's already booked into the kennels for. But then anything else we do travel-wise, and we are looking to do some more travel because the vlog channel is going really well at the moment, so we definitely want to do more travel this summer. But any other travel we do this summer, apart from those 2 trips, is going to have to be something we can take Dave with us to, which rules out flying anywhere or going out of the country. So unless I go to Dublin on my own, which Anna will not be impressed with because it's probably top 3 on her bucket list going to Dublin, I suspect that's a non-starter, unfortunately. Can you not take it to the Lego store rather than waiting for them to post the bag one? I mean, it'll be here by the weekend. Lego customer service is so fast. I'll submit the thing online at the end of the stream, and I imagine I'll have it by Friday. They don't mess around, Lego customer services. So I'll probably get it from Lego customer services before I would next be in a Lego store. I'm over an hour from the nearest Lego store. Oh, I am going to be doing some long drinks this evening. It's so hot in here. Any news on the office front? I mean, I sent an inquiry email yesterday, which obviously I've not had a reply to because it's bank holiday here in the UK. So hopefully I'll get a reply to that tomorrow. It was really asking a bunch of questions kind of query. I'm not yet asking to view, but if the answers to my questions come back the way I want them to, we might be asking to view this one. And it's available now, and it looks like it's previously had a creator of some kind in it, because on the pictures I've seen, there's like filming equipment, ring lights and key lights and stuff all set up. So I don't know whether to take that as a good sign or a bad sign, because obviously the landlord could have had a really bad experience with their previous creator who's been in there and be like, no, normal businesses only, in which case it's a non-starter. Or they might have had a really good experience and be like, yeah, we'll quite happily go down this road again. Right, I need to put these in the right order, apparently. So let's do that. So there's 4 of these going in, and we have to get them in the right order. So I'm just concentrating for a minute. But yeah, hopefully we'll be able to move into a new place soon. That would be awesome. Of course, the less awesome bit is that means we'll probably be moving house next year, because we won't need a 3-bedroom house anymore. Once we've moved the business out of home, we'll probably go and get a little 2-bed flat or bungalow or something, which would involve moving house again, which, although it'll be better for us long term, won't be fun in the short term. But I'm choosing not to look that far ahead at the moment. What job do I do? This job. This is the job. Did I watch the trophy lift and all the celebrations? Yeah. It was all on the telly, wasn't it? Watched it in the garden. It's all very pleasant, very enjoyable. My wish list for the summer is 20 sets, total cost $842. Yeah, it's it's not realistic to get everything, is it? It's bonkers. There's so much coming. I think we all just have to remember we can take our time and we don't need to rush to get it all straight away, especially with double points on the way. There you go. We've got the little upsy downsy mechanism going on there, which is very nice. 4 Florida videos left to watch. Looks like you had an awesome time. We did have an awesome time. I think the penultimate one came out today, so I think the final one will be out on Wednesday, and then I'm potentially going to do like a end of trip review kind of videos, even though those kind of videos views wise usually absolutely bomb. But I've had quite a few people asking me about prices and stuff, so I think I'm going to do a video just letting everyone know exactly what we did and how much everything cost and what we paid for and what we didn't pay for and stuff like that, because there's been a few people trying to spread some confused misinformation in the comments. There's one person in particular I think I ended up blocking because they wouldn't stop making the same incorrect point. They were like constantly like, I don't know why he's talking about having to pay for Universal. He obviously got a ticket that included it. Which, I mean, we didn't. We bought the Universal tickets like 3 weeks before we flew, because we didn't know if we were going to be able to afford them until we got the Holy sponsorship for the trip. So it was basically, once we signed the Holy contract, we booked a car and we booked Anna's scooter rental and we booked the Universal tickets. So those 3 elements of the trip we wouldn't have been able to do without the Holy sponsorship. But yeah, some people have got to be in their bonnet that either the entire trip was paid for, which it was not, or that we did it in different ways to what people think we did it. Like I think because the tickets are different if you buy them in America compared to in Europe. Again, there's a person who kept lecturing me. They've gone quite quiet since we've done it in the last couple of videos. But when I kept talking about going to multiple parks in one day, there was someone who was absolutely adamant it's not something you can do unless you buy a special ticket. Which I think is how it works in the US. You have to buy a park hopper ticket, whereas standard tickets that you get from the UK include that as standard, so you don't have to add it as an extra thing. So yeah, it'd be quite good, I think, to have a bit of a end of series. The problem is, of course, the people who've done the most moaning are the people who won't watch that kind of video. But it'd be quite cool just to make everything clear at the end for the people who like things to be clear. When you move, do you have a system for moving all the Lego? Drive slowly was the system last time we moved, and it kind of worked. So I think that would probably be the system again, just slowly, carefully, and yeah, except some stuff's going to fall apart a little bit, like the Avengers Tower and Daily Bugle, and the stuff that's really big probably isn't going to survive a change in location in one piece, and that's fine because just rebuild and it's Lego. I've been determined all year to go to the parade, but the thought of over 1 million around the stadium. Oh yeah, I'm not going to the parade. It's going to be a nightmare. Yeah, I don't see any attraction in going to the parade at all. So yeah, I can happily give that a miss. Football fans are awful, remember. Never forget, football fans are awful. Cardboard boxes with bubble wrap. I mean, you can do all that. We did when we moved house. The first half dozen or so modulars, because we've moved the Lego City twice. We moved it from the old house to here, and then from here to the studio. And the first half dozen or so modulars, the first time we moved them, we wrapped in bubble wrap and realised there was bits falling off them anyway. So then we just put them in the car as they were, and they're generally okay. It's one of the big advantages of them being on Mills plates. They go in the back of the car. I mean, obviously it would be different if I was moving them over a long distance, but we moved them 3 minutes down the road when we moved house, and we've moved when we got the studio. It was like a 15-minute drive. The new studio might be up to a half an hour drive from where stuff is at the moment because it's in the opposite direction. But even that, it's an hour's round trip. I could probably move the entire Lego City in 4 or 5 trips. So it's 1 day of going back and forward. It's not a huge problem. I've made a mistake here, I realise. I thought it was weird the way it was set up. I'm just undoing everything because I'm now looking at this and I've put that in the wrong place. Oh, I'm having to go back a long way. This is why I don't do Technic very often. That's supposed to be in there, and that will then stop it being as wibbly wobbly as it is at the moment. Oh, we are going a long way back. I probably should have left that as it was and just hoped it was going to be okay. I will be with you again in a moment, boys and girls. We're having a crisis currently. Ah! Oh no. Yeah. Should have just left it well alone, I think. Right, so that goes like that. Yeah. Let's get everything back in the way it's supposed to be. There we go. And then that was in there, methinks. Where the heck did that go? Nobody knows. We're almost back. Ah, okay. So that goes like that. That went down there. That goes in there. There you go. We're back. We're back where we were. And then this just goes on like that. And now everything is secured properly the way it's supposed to be. I'd love to go to Orlando, but travel solo so too expensive. You need to pull a Pabby and just go with a group of people. Yeah. Does it end up more expensive doing it solo than on your own? I'm not sure I follow. Because obviously you're only paying for one flight, one set of tickets. I guess you're not splitting the cost of the hotel room, but I don't know that that's a mega expensive element of it compared to the flights and the tickets. I don't really know how it breaks down. Chantel, thank you very much for 14 months. Currently waiting on some of the Champions merchandise to arrive. I've ordered the shirt with Champions on the back. So that will be on its way eventually. If I get that before England win the World Cup, I'll be surprised. I imagine there's quite a few of them been ordered. Because I got the new shirt when it came out and it arrived the next day. My Champions one has not arrived the next day. So I suspect there's a few more orders for that gone through than for the naked one that I have currently. Whereas Anna, downstairs, it's too hot for Dave to be in here today. Going solo is okay, just need a cheaper hotel. Some good ones around at a good price. There you go. My Champion shirt was dispatched today. Interesting. When did you order? Like immediately when they went on sale? I was sat there on Tuesday night ordering. Oh, crumbs, I've just ripped the instruction. Oh, there's going to be some people who are cross with that. I've just ripped the instruction manual. What airline did we go to Orlando with? British Airways. Hold on. Technic is unnecessarily complicated at times. Just got back from Disneyland Paris and we met Donald. Lovely stuff. He's my guy. I've met him many times now. He's always a nice chap. Did you meet Daisy? Am I allowed to talk about Daisy without Anna here? Or is she going to get cross? I do want to get to Paris this year. I don't know how realistic it's going to be to do. But we've not seen the new Frozen stuff yet. We went so many times during the building of it. I think the next time we go, I'm going to convince Anna we finally take the plunge on our annual passes and then book a load of sessions in the kennels for Dave. So that we've got enough, so that we've got trips we can go on throughout the year. I want to be there every few months. I quite like it there. I quite like Disney in general. What aircraft type was it? Plane? Do people normally know more than that? Yeah, it was a plane. Sorry. I imagine there are people out there who do know more than that. I am not amongst those people. Ordered mine Tuesday evening, but got cancelled due to technical issues on Arsenal's part. I had to reorder on Thursday, so expecting a long wait now. Interesting. I built my first Speed Champion yesterday. I got the Brad Pitt F1 car. It's quite nice, and I got spare parts I wanted from Pick a Brick as well. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Star Wars will empty your bank account. Yeah, it will, I imagine. I mean, I'm not building a Star Wars set now because it didn't have a bag one. So that's saved me some unnecessary exposure for now, I guess. We're building a Technic car instead. That's bendy. Airbus or Boeing? Honestly, I have no idea, and I don't know how I would know or why I would know. It was just a plane. I think it had wings, but I don't ever remember seeing them myself. So I don't know for sure. I mean, there's a chance they just put us all in a big tube and teleported us. I'm saying plane as if, well, obviously it's a plane. I don't remember seeing the outside of it. We went from the terminal through a tunnel, and then I sat down on what appeared to be the interior of a plane. But that's as much as I've got for you, I'm afraid. It could have been teleportation. Deaf Star, or you aren't a Star Wars fan. Well, I'm not a Star Wars fan, so that's an easy one. Did this? No interest in Star Wars. Did it have to be run by the boss Anna first? Rotha Brooks, I have no idea what that is you're referencing. If that's another rival brand to Holy, can you pack that in? Because you've already mentioned one. And we're not going to sit here and talk about other types of drink. The stream is literally sponsored by Holy. So we're going to talk about Holy. And that's the drink that we're going to talk about. Pretty sure you know how sponsorships work. And I can't sit here and tell you all about other drinks. The one you mentioned there, I've never heard of. Am I putting this in the wrong place? I am. Am I? Oh, balls. I've put the... Have I? This whole thing might be upside down. I might have messed this up completely. We might be going way back. This is why I don't do Technic, everybody. Yeah, this has been mega ballsed up. It was upside down. It was upside down. Don't worry about it. So does that go in there? It still doesn't go in because it's still wrong. What's that in there? No, it's still wrong. It was upside down, but it is now still wrong. Part of me is thinking, though, it might not be a problem if I just leave this piece out. Because it's just to hold that together a little bit. But yeah, it's getting stuck on something in there. I don't really know what. I really don't know what. Why is it getting stuck? Where should that be going? It should be going all the... Oh, it's getting... So how did it go in the other side? That's some kind of witchcraft going on. Do we have to turn that around? Does that magically make it fit? Oh, I don't know how that's happened. Right. We've got this set up here. We've got one of these. We've already put one of these up this side here, which means it somehow got to the top and passed through the end of that. It's the end of that that's stopping it going the other side. It won't go that last bit, but it did on the other side, even though logically it shouldn't have done. And now I don't know what to believe anymore. I don't see how that... It's less... I don't understand why it's not going in. I don't understand why the other side did go in. It makes no sense. The other side shouldn't have worked, but it did. It just went straight through. And it... But it didn't! Is that shorter? And there are two different lengths of these. Mother Hubbard, there's two different lengths of them. I hate Technic. There you go, it goes in fine. Oh my word. Oh my word. Well, that solved that problem. I've got a GCSE in Technic, you know. It's one of the reasons why I don't really build it. Yeah, I don't build Technic as a rule. And it's important that I do sets every now and again to remind myself why. I've got that massive excavator crane down there. I don't know what I was thinking, other than it was a bargain. But that's there for the next time I get tempted to buy the big Liber one that I'd love to play with, but I just don't think I'd enjoy the build experience. Right. There you go. We'll edit that out. We'll deal with that in post. No one will see that bit. I'll continue to be the cool, smart guy that you all see me as. I assume that's how you all see me, right? Right? Yeah, of course it is. Cool, smart guy. La da 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 da. My BF won't let me build any more Lego until I build some of my sets. I mean, that does... It feels unreasonable, and certainly it's not a rule I'd like to operate under. I can, however... I have less sympathy with you than if it was, I've run out of Lego to build and now I can't buy any more. Because it sounds like you've got a lot of Lego you could just be building. So I think there's a solution to that problem, which is just crack on and build some Lego. And you get double whammy awesome sauce, because if you just go and build 5 sets now, you then get to buy some more. So you get the building and the buying. Go crack on. There's nothing holding you back. Nothing can stop you. Do it. Maybe it's time to give in and choose another set. I don't give in. I mean, I'm sure I'll enjoy it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not going to admit defeat, because I've paid good money for it, and I've got other Technic sets, and I think learning to be able to do Technic is a skill. See, I've literally failed at counting to 6 there and put that in the wrong spot. Let's just put that in afterwards so we know exactly where it's supposed to be. But yeah, I think I need to be able to be... Oh, onions! I put it in the wrong side now. In order to be the world authority on all things Lego that I hope to one day be, there can't be a type of Lego that I'm too thick to make. So it's good that we're doing this without Anna here, so she's not laughing at me. I mean, how often do you ever see me have to redo a step? I'm on bag 1 and it's already happened 5 or 6 times. But I think we are correct currently. Need to quit my job to find the time then. Easy. So it's not a double whammy, it's a triple whammy awesome sauce. You don't have to go to work anymore. You get to spend your time building Lego, and then you get to buy some more. This sounds like an opportunity of a lifetime. Make it happen. Don't become a Star Wars fan. I'm not in control of these kind of things. It's madness. I work a ton of overtime to afford Lego. I've got a huge backlog. I'm always at work to afford the sets, but then don't have time to build them. Again, I feel like there's an opportunity here for you to go to work a little less and build a little more. You don't need every set. Build the ones you've got. Take a week off. Even take a week off of overtime and build some Lego. I think that's what they call work-life balance. Work-Lego balance is what we should all be looking for. Well, that feels relatively secure. Good work, Kev. You're a good builder. I'm officially stealing onions as an expletive. Look, I've been a family-friendly content creator for getting on for 11 years now. And I'm a former teacher. If there's one thing I can do, it's swearing without swearing. You'll never hear a swear accidentally come out of my mouth. I am a professional. If I ever swear in a piece of content, it will be with intention and purpose. And I have done it once or twice. When I really, really wanted to make a point and felt like that was the most shocking way to make the point. But it's very, very, very rare, and it won't happen on a live stream. Technique's a different animal to normal Lego. Generally requires more concentration so you don't make mistakes. Yeah. I don't know that I want to concentrate that hard for a leisure activity. And it's pretty hard to concentrate fully on the set I'm doing when I'm also concentrating on trying to make an entertaining stream. But I think we're gonna figure out how to do it. I'm gonna invent a new way of doing Technic and streaming, and it's still gonna be fun to watch. Oh, we're putting the wibbly wobblers in. The in and out jobbies, I think is a technical term for them. Every set I've ever done that has had these in and out jobbies on them in the past, I've ballsed it up and they haven't worked. If this mechanism works, which I've got all these in, and we get the little pumpy things actually pumping in and out the way they're supposed to, I have made progress as a Lego builder this evening, even if it doesn't appear that I have. I have got a number of sets where it's supposed to have this mechanism and it just doesn't, because I've ballsed it up somewhere. I don't know which bit's supposed to turn. There you go. Oh my word! At the moment, it actually works. Look at it. It's like a little Mexican wave. Beautiful stuff. Do a picture-in-picture of a close-up of what you're building. Honestly, I can't think of anything more boring than somebody doing that. Did we get a... Oh, we did get a sticker sheet. I think... And maybe there are people who are trying to create content that is really detailed and just about the Lego and not about their personality. And maybe there are viewers that just want to see the Lego and don't care who's doing it. But it just, to me, doesn't feel like a sustainable way to run an account. You can't be here just for the Lego, because if you're here just for the Lego, that means if I'm doing a set you're not interested in, you won't watch. Or if someone else does a set that you are interested in, you'll go and watch them instead. I need to cultivate an audience that watches because they want to see me build Lego and they want to see me talk about Lego. So, yeah, you'll never catch me doing anything like that, because I think anyone who does that, and I don't know anyone who does that, but if anyone does do that, it screams they don't really understand content creation. There you go. We've applied a sticker. Beautiful stuff. So yeah, you won't see me doing that kind of thing. I remember when we first started out, there was lots of people asking for that because they thought that's what they wanted. Anna included. And I think it's interesting that nobody's asked for that for like 2 years, because guess who was right? Yeah. It's like Kev knows what he's doing. I know! It's mad, isn't it? There you go, we've got the first bit in. How many bags was this? I'm like a Technic guy now. Woohoo! I love all the Chinese, Japanese style Lego. Can't wait to get the Prosperity Cup. That does look like a cool set. Or they don't have much personality. Maybe they don't have much personality. I mean, and I think I sometimes forget and have to remind myself, not everybody who does this is doing it to build an audience and to like do it as a job. If we have the same things on Twitch for gaming, there are some incredibly boring Twitch streamers out there, but maybe they don't care about making an entertaining stream and they just enjoy the process of streaming and playing their game, and they're all right with only 5 people watching. Not everyone is trying to take over the world. So, yeah, it might be that they don't have a lot of personality, or they might not care about growing an audience. That's completely fine. But for what we're trying to achieve, that kind of stream doesn't work. Picked up the Bricklink Art Factory at the Norwich Brick Convention. Looking forward to the next Bricklink season release. As am I. I built the Bricklink River Steamboat over the bank holiday weekend. Hold on. Let's get it down for you. I built this weekend. Look how cool that is. Love the Bricklink stuff. What a really cool set. So that's how I've spent the sunshine. Sat in here watching 30 Rock building a boat. Did you get it from, because there's been 2 conventions in Norwich, hasn't there, over the last couple of weekends? There was the Brick Festival, like the touring Brick Festival, which I think was last weekend. And then the Norwich Brick Show was this weekend just gone. That was the one I was supposed to go to, but decided not to go to because I realised how far away Norwich was. But which one did you go to? Were you at the one this weekend? And if so, was it good? Because I had a ticket for it, I just didn't go in the end. I'm confused, that doesn't look like the Ewok. 6 minutes into the stream, if you skip back to 6 minutes into the stream, all will become clear. Pop that in there. There we go, line it all up in there. How do I buy one of the trays? Wait about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, and then come back to the stream and ask me again, and I will tell you about the link at the top of the description. They will be on sale soon. We are just finalising the details. Literally, like, properly finalising stuff now. We've got a website that will go live at some point. We've got production going on now, so we have some already made ready for launch so that we can not get caught out by early demand. So yeah, there is they are getting close to being ready, but just not quite there yet. There's a few final bits of fiddling that need to be done before we're completely ready. When are we going back to Orlando? Next year, probably. We'll either go to Orlando again or we'll go over to California. I have started pricing up both options. I think the thing with California, as much as I'd like to do it, I think you're then in a similar situation to what we get with Paris. In that I prefer Paris to Orlando based on what I've had so far. I think Paris is the perfect Disney experience, and I'm sure California will probably be even perfecter, but it is obviously smaller, and you can't go there and do 2 weeks at Disneyland in California. So it has to be combined with other elements of the trip, and I don't know if we're ready to do that kind of trip yet with Anna's mobility as it is. There's one thing going to Florida, hiring a mobility scooter when we get there, and using Disney transport to go back and forth to the parks every day. It's a whole other thing doing that for maybe 5 days in California and then driving into LA or driving up the coast to San Francisco or going and having to like move everything and get a scooter that's not necessarily related to the parks, and it becomes a whole other level of hassle. So that might be something that waits until after Anna's had her surgeries, which she's still no closer to having. The current official party line is she's still too young. So it could be years and years and years before she's had the surgeries that allow her to do that kind of trip. So yeah, we'll probably be going back to Orlando next year. And I think, based on what we know now as veterans, I think we could probably stay at a moderate hotel. I'm thinking Caribbean Beach because it's on the Skyliner route, which does appeal to me a lot. I think we could stay there. If we book early enough, we'll get a free quick service meal plan included. And I think by booking there with the meal plan included and not booking all Universal, which cost us a lot of money, that was like £600 each, I think, for those tickets. It might not be, I don't remember the details. I'll look it all up when I make that video. But I think if we don't have to buy all our meals, because almost everything we ate was quick service Disney stuff. So if that was all included and we didn't have Universal, I think those two things cancel out the extra cost of being at a moderate hotel. So I think for roughly the same price, and I checked this and it does seem to add up, for roughly the same price we spent on the trip we've just done, we could stay at Caribbean Beach next year, but just not do Universal. So I think that's the plan. But yeah, we definitely want to do California at some point. Caribbean Beach isn't included in the free dining offer. I mean, it was when I priced it up yesterday. So, don't know. I got all the way to checkout and was ready to pay. Maybe it's not free, maybe it's heavily discounted or supplemented or something. It was certainly on a book for 2027 now early deal thing through British Airways. Yeah, it definitely was. I promise. I've got all the screenshots on Discord that I sent to Pab immediately. What material is the tray made of? I'm not making them myself. All the details will be on the website. I'll be able to answer that question better when the product launches. Good material. But I don't know the exact name of said material. They're 3D printed, so whatever 3D printing is done with, I guess. If that answers the question. I messaged you earlier. I'm a DVC member and can't go this year and have points to use. What email address can I use to message you privately? But the email address is on all of our social profiles. I forget what it is exactly. It's something like kevin.mgmt@ritualnetwork.com. That might be it exactly. But if you go on our link tree or in any of the profiles on any of the social networks, you'll find the email address from there. Caribbean Beach is on the free dining plan on attraction tickets. We booked it for next year about 6 weeks ago. It's fantastic there. 2 quick service a day plus a snack for each adult. Yeah, and looking at what we did on this trip, I don't think there was a day where we had any more than 2 meals, for sure, like actual meals, because we did the Walmart shop at the start. So most days we just had breakfast, like we had cereal in our room. We rarely had lunch as a separate thing. We'd occasionally have a snack. So 2 quick service meals plus a snack a day is way more food than we got on this trip. So we'd be eating like kings, which would be nice. I do like eating like a king. And saving money, because we spent so much money on the eating that we did do. We only had 2 proper sit-down meals the whole trip, and one of them was a buffet. Is that right? Or was it 3? It might have been 2 meals and a buffet, but like I say, the vast majority of what we did was quick service, and we thought it was fine. It's something that we didn't do it last time because the quick service options in Paris are absolute bobbins. So we were like, there's no way we could survive for 2 weeks on Disney quick service, because you couldn't in Paris because it's awful. But there, quick service is absolutely fine. So yeah, now again, it's just the things you learn by going once, so you can make your next trip that bit better. But yeah, I'm very confident that a 2-week quick service meal plan would absolutely sort us out for the entire trip with no issues at all. Oh, turn it over. That's why I was so confused. I think there's a good argument for, if you're doing Technic, use the app rather than the book, because there are times when it's not quite clear what you're poking and where. Have I heard about the new Lego cafe in Telford? I have not, no. I know there are a few popping up all over the place, so I'm always interested. I've not actually been to one yet. I have had a few invite me. I do plan to do that at some point. It's just, we're always so busy. And they're always so far away. Like even Telford is quite far away. Do you think you'll go back to Disney in Paris before you go back to Orlando? Yes. We'll go to Paris at some point this year, for sure. I'd like to get our annual passes this year. We've been threatening to do it for years. But I would very much like to get them this year. I love Disneyland Paris. And I want to be able to go more often. But yeah, we'll definitely go to Paris this year. At least once. What time of year would we go back to Orlando? Probably this time next year. I think we, like weather-wise, I feel like we had the perfect trip. I don't know if it was just a fluke for us and we were lucky, but it never got... There was like one day when it was unbearably hot, but more often than not, it was never more than like 32, 33, which with all the air conditioning and shade they've got there, is entirely manageable. That mechanism works. We never had rain stop play really, so yeah, I think this time of year is just about perfect for us. Plus, the official reason we do these trips with Pab is that for like 10 years we would go to a load of conventions with him throughout the year. We'd do London Comic Con in May and October. We'd do Play Expo. In the summer we would do EGX in September, and we decided a few years ago that we're not really... I'm giving you secret lore now that you're not supposed to know. But we decided a few years ago that we just weren't really enjoying the conventions anymore the way we used to. And for the same money we were spending on the conventions, we could go on like proper trips together. So we don't have to stop seeing each other, because we only know Pab through the podcast and through going to conventions. He's not a person we knew in real life before. We met him through that and became friends with him through that. The only time we ever really speak is when we're doing the podcast or planning a trip, because none of us are very good at being normal human friends. So we're like, well, we don't really want to stop doing the conventions because then we'll never see you again. So we decided to start traveling together instead. So we did a trip a year and a half or so ago when we went to Disneyland Paris together and didn't end up killing each other, so decided to do Florida, and we didn't end up killing each other then either. So I guess we're officially a travel crew now, which is cool, because he keeps me amused when Anna needs to rest, and Anna benefits from when she just needs me out of her hair for a bit. She can send me out with Pab as well, so he offers a valuable service to both of us, which is excellent. Were there Lego shops you found in the Orlando area that you'd like to make a store tour video that you couldn't this trip? Yes, I can't remember any names, but as the trip went on and the videos started going out, more and more started to emerge in the Orlando and Tampa area. I know I've got them written down. We could go back next week and do another 4 or 5 and not repeat any of the ones that we've already done. And I think when we do go back, there are some we would want to repeat. I'd absolutely want to go back to the Daily Brick. I'd absolutely want to go back to Orlando Brick Company. So it's another reason to not do Universal next time, because I think we could do 2 weeks in Florida again and we could probably get close to double figures for Lego shop tours, which is cool. It's obviously really good content for this channel. Where does that go? That goes there. Okay. So yes, there were lots and lots of other places we could go to and will go to. Was Florida more expensive than you thought it might have been? It was actually much cheaper than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, much cheaper than I thought it was going to be. All will become clear when we do the video looking at the costings, I guess. And don't get me wrong, it was definitely not a cheap trip. But one of the things that had stopped us doing it forever was I kind of had it in my head that it's going to cost us 10 grand. To do that kind of trip, it's going to cost us 10 grand. It didn't cost us anywhere near 10 grand. And food was much cheaper than I anticipated it being. Just getting around was cheaper. Like hiring a car was so much cheaper than it is in the UK. We paid like I think it was £280 to hire that car for 2 weeks. Which anyone who's ever hired a car in the UK knows you pay a lot more than that for 2 weeks hiring a decent car. And that was a decent car. So yeah, a lot of stuff was a lot cheaper than I thought it was going to be going in. Will you consider going to Miami from Orlando, or is it too far away? It's probably too far. Would you go to do SeaWorld to visit Sesame Street? See, I didn't know SeaWorld had anything to do with Sesame Street until we were at the airport and went to the SeaWorld shop, which is in the final vlog. You see me have the revelation on camera that I've missed out on something awesome. And there's obviously some kind of SeaWorld going on at... some kind of Sesame Street going on there, which I was utterly unaware of. But yes, absolutely. I can't believe nobody told me Sesame Street was there. I would have 100% been pushing to do that instead of Orlando, instead of Universal. The good thing with Florida is if you purchase snacks and such in stores, there's no sales tax on traditional grocery items. Lovely stuff. I mean, just groceries in general, so cheap compared to the UK. Certainly the kind of stuff we were buying. Like we bought 2 weeks worth of snacks, like packed lunch snacks to go in our bags. Like we bought a lot of fatties, the big sausages, Ritz crackers, crisps, cookies, like so much packed lunch stuff. We got cereal and milk to last us the whole trip. Plus a load of silly food stuff to try as well, like the squirty cheese and unnecessary sweets and stuff like that. And I think we maybe spent $150 on groceries in the 2 weeks we were there. Which, when you do the conversion, is pretty low compared to what you'd pay in the UK for a similar quantity of stuff. And we left a lot of that there. We know for next time we don't need anywhere near as much as we got. We got far too much stuff. But we're still really happy with how little it cost. There's a full Sesame Street parade and everything. How did I not know about this? How did nobody tell me about this? I am horrified. And I did almost buy a Snuffleupagus at the airport, but Anna wouldn't let me. How to make a small car in Minecraft? I mean, I don't know. I would offer as a little tip to you, ask someone streaming Minecraft. I know it looks the same, but this is not Minecraft. I'm afraid I cannot help you. My bad, should have mentioned it. Absolutely, you should have mentioned it. I'm keeping my eye on you. UK has very high VAT taxes. I mean, not on food. But yeah, I guess in general. I don't think it's just the tax that makes everything seem cheap in America. I think in general, stuff is just very cheap in America. I remember when we were in the airport getting ready to fly over, there was a lot of fuss in the media, so on TikTok, I say the media, on TikTok, with Americans complaining about how expensive their petrol, their gas was. And then they said in the report how much it was, and it's like, that is still so cheap. I'm tempted to take a load of empty bottles with me and fill them up to bring home. Even with it being record expensive gas prices, it's like, that is still half what we pay here. That is still a bargain. You don't know how good you've got it. This sticker just wants to slide off. I don't know if it's because of how warm it is in here or because of how slippery Technic pieces are. Ah, I've stuck it to the book! Ah, it's a disaster. It's stuck to the book. The book is tearing. This sticker might not be going on. I don't know if it's got any stick left now. It didn't want to go on before. I mean, it's not straight. That is just going to have to be... That's as good as we can do. There's a full Sesame Street theme park with rides, parade, lazy river. Oh, I feel like I would have liked to have known that. But then at the same time, I kind of don't want to go to SeaWorld because it seems a bit mean to the walruses and whatnot. So I'd have to, as much as I'd like to go and see Sesame Street, I'd have to actually do some research into what's actually at SeaWorld these days before deciding it's something I want to endorse. Who knew the hardest part would be the sticker? I know. So that now, it goes in there, and then we push these rascals in. Okay. It's starting to look like a car a little bit. Oh, crumbs. Go in, you turd. There we go. And you. I said and you. Your waffle. There we go. So now we've got the steering wheel bit on the top. Oh, it does it this side. Wiggles its butt cheeks at the back, although I assume that's at the front. I've got the entire thing the wrong way around in my head. Very nice. Very, very nice. How much did this cost? What, this set? I got it from Costco, so probably less than £50, I would guess. I don't remember. I bought it a little while ago. Where? This is where, again, I would benefit from being able to rotate the book around. So I think that's just going, I think this is just going in and then hanging loose. I assume it's going to get connected up to something in a minute. Email sent. I will keep an eye out for it, thank you. It's all a bit wibbly at the moment. And then that goes in there. We'll save that one. We'll do this side first, so I can see how it actually is supposed to go in. Yay! Where did that go? Okay, so it goes on like this, and it's connecting there. And that's going, yeah, so that is holding all of this together now. Oh, it's so fiddly. Is that going in? Go in, you knuckle nose. There you go. Oh, that's made it solid. So how did that happen? That was upside down. That went in there. And then that went on there. Come on, you turtle. Oh, beautiful work, Kevin. Beautiful. That is now pretty solid. Nice. We're getting somewhere. It's so mad doing an entire Lego set without touching a Lego brick. Ah! Push that in wrong. I wish I lived closer to a Lego store. So do I. I'm at like over an hour away from the nearest one to me. Well, it's probably for the best, because I'd buy far too much Lego if I lived closer. Although I do want to nip into a Lego store in the next couple of days, because it seems like a few of them have got some of the June 1st sets built to look at. I think Main Street, Minas Tirith are built in some of the stores already, and I kind of want to go and have a look. So I'm trying to think of a reason to justify a trip to Milton Keynes or Birmingham or somewhere. Thank you for showing me exactly why I don't bother with Technic. Yeah. I mean, it's for me, as someone who builds their Lego too quickly and maybe doesn't get as much value for money out of a set as, for example, Anna does. Because if I were to buy a, I don't know, let's use the Willy Wonka set as an example. That's taken Anna ages to do. She's taken her time with it. She's enjoying it. I'd knock that out in an evening. So who's getting the better value? Obviously Anna. So maybe I do need to do more Technic, just because it slows me down. It doesn't have to be a rush. Your reason is to use the car's aircon. See, the thing is, we've got aircon in the house as well. So, not in here, annoyingly, but in our bedroom, in my office, in the living room. So I can't really use that excuse, as much as it is very logical. What will you do when you run out of space? Do you still have the Lego? Yeah, we still have the Lego City. We won't run out of space. We'll just disassemble sets. It's Lego. I've got plans to do that this week. We're going to have a big tidy up and sort out in here. This room has got very untidy, and I plan to, probably half of what's on display in here will be getting disassembled and put away. When I say disassembled, we're not talking reverse built. We're talking smashed up into little pieces and thrown in a big tub to just eventually be sorted for parts. But yeah, I would say at least half of this is going to be gone, because it's time. Some of this stuff has served its time on display and doesn't need to be out any longer. I'm going to miss some of it. But it's Lego. Can always rebuild it. That's the fun. Bag 3. Could use the trip as a reason to share built looks to help people see the two sides. I mean, that's the idea. I definitely want it. I need more of a justification for it than that, though. Because if I lived in a city that had a Lego store, I would 100% be doing that. But we're talking about effectively half a day where I could be doing something else, driving to the Lego store to go and look at 2 or 3 sets that might be there, built, and it's probably not a hugely productive use of time. But that's not to say I won't do it. I'm actually thinking as I'm talking about it, probably the quickest one would be just jump on a train and go to Leicester Square. It's probably the easiest one to get to if I'm not worried about, if I'm not buying anything and don't need to worry about getting anything home. It probably is the shortest, easiest trip just to jump on a train. So I might do that tomorrow, or maybe the next. I won't do it tomorrow because the new Football Manager patch is out tomorrow. But maybe Wednesday I'll just jump on a train and go and have a look. How far is the closest Lego store to me? Over an hour. I believe people call it the Midlands, the East Midlands. The West Midlands has got several. They've got 2 in Birmingham, the greedy rascals. But over here in the East Midlands, I mean, I can still say this for a little bit longer, but you've got the whole of Essex, Suffolk, Norfolk, Cambridgeshire, Northamptonshire, Lincolnshire, Nottinghamshire, Derbyshire, Leicestershire. Did I say Lincolnshire? Not a Lego store in any of them. That is like a quarter of the country when you look at the map. All the way from Norwich across to Coventry, and from Northampton all the way up to Lincoln, with everything in between, there is no Lego store. Now there are a couple planned. There's one coming in Essex, there's one coming in Norwich. So the people over that way are getting a solution soon. Those of us in the East Midlands, though, will continue to have to suffer. I'm 45-minute train journey from Leicester Square. Yeah, I am. That's what I mean. It's probably the shortest trip. Does that include the Colosseum? I mean, we're not disassembling the Colosseum, if that's what you mean. The Colosseum is within the number that half of it will be going, but it's in the half that's not going. Vroom, vroom. That steering wheel looks like it's not attached to anything. Is the steering wheel not going to be functional? We're only going to be able to steer using this thing on the roof. How are my minifigures supposed to drive this? That's hideous. Where's the piece that I need? It's half term, don't forget. Is it half term? I thought that was last week. I'm so out of touch with when the kids are off school now. Why was Comic-Con this weekend just gone then? That's usually half term week. Are you telling me Comic-Con on Friday happened and it wasn't in a half term? Because I absolutely would have gone if there was guarantee of no kids there. In Rushton Lakes there's a toy shop called The Entertainer that has Lego in it. Yeah, it's rubbish. I mean, it's not rubbish. But it's not a Lego store. We've been there, but it's not a Lego store. I'm really surprised Rushton Lakes doesn't have a Lego store. It feels very Lego store coded as a place, i.e. it's full of expensive shops for rich people, which is the part of the shopping centre that Lego are usually in. But I guess it's because Milton Keynes is just down the road. Where does this go? No. Okay. And it's not even that I'm guaranteeing that exactly half of what's in here will be disappearing. It might be coming out of here, but some of it might end up in other parts of the house. Some of it might end up in the Lego City even. Some of it might just be... I'm hoping to finally do the medieval display on the top shelf. So some of the medieval stuff will go up there. I want to kind of get back to themes in here. So I want medieval on the top, and then pirates and Vikings on the middle, and then like architecture type stuff down the bottom here. And then we've got shelves over there that are currently just covered in sets, like boxed sets that need to come off. And we can put some different stuff on there, some more display stuff. And just get a bit of a more coherent display again. I'm trying to get ready for our 6-monthly Lego tour video. Everything needs to be nicely presented for when I show it to you. So people who don't watch very often think it's always tidy in here. We're definitely trying to sell that illusion that we have a really nicely tidied and curated Lego collection, and it's not just chaos that piles up and then occasionally gets sorted. And then I need to do a similar job in the city. But the city's, the whole situation with the city is kind of in limbo while we work out if we're moving or not, like moving the city. Because I don't want to do a load of work on it, only to then rip it apart. But at the same time, I don't want to just pretend it doesn't exist for months, because it's fun. And I want to go and play with my toys, and I want to make videos from there. I don't want people to forget we've got Lego City. It's not universally half-term across the country. We have 3 more weeks to go. Interesting. Is Diagon Alley retired yet? Yes. Yes, it is. Like the big one. The little micro-scale one isn't. But yeah, the big one is. Right. We need to put a number 6. No, a number 2. A sticker 6, which is a number 2. Or part of a number 2. Is going on here. There you go. Part of a 2. And that, let's get this the right way around. This is going somewhere. Oh, okay, it's going on that. So I guess that's going to go in there. And then we're going to have a way to make the flapper flap, I think. It's listed on Game/Sports Direct website for $499.99. I think that has become a marketplace. Same as B&Q and Wilco and like eBay and places like that. Because Anna was telling me, Anna found the Viking Village on there for 200 earlier, and I was like, yeah, that was 125 before it retired. That's not a deal. That's some chancer hoping that people see that it's on Sports Direct and think that makes it like legit new from manufacturer kind of stuff, and it definitely isn't. That's some guy who's bought it, kept it in his attic, and is now trying his luck selling it on Sports Direct, hoping people think they're buying directly from Game/Sports Direct, and they're 100% not. So be aware of that. Is this piece missing? Oh no, it's 2 pieces. That's why I'm confused. Any city set you're looking forward to in June? Yeah, the 2 new trains, very much so. I like the pizza thing as well. I think that's fun. But yeah, mainly the trains are what I'm most looking forward to. I actually think the vintage train might become the train that goes around the Lego City. We'll power it up, and that might be the train. Viking Village is on there too for $124.99. Okay, when Anna showed me, it was on there for 200. So I guess depending on which chancer it is, Will Anna be back on Friday when it's cooled down? Probably. If it's cooled down. It's not Anna that's not here. It's Dave that's not here. And that just means Anna can't be here. Because Dave will shout up a storm if he's left on his own and can hear that we're in the house. But he just can't be in here in this heat. I don't know what it is now, but before the stream started, it was 33 degrees in here, I think. I am sweating through my shirt. It is very warm in here, and it's just not fair on Dave to make him sit in that. When are you moving cities? When we've got somewhere to move to. Am I building Wicket? I was building Wicket until I wasn't, because bag 1 was missing. So we had to do a quick pivot, and we'll now wait until we get bag 1 sent through to us from Lego. Yeah, we had a bag issue. We had 2 bag 2s, no bag 1. So now we're building a Technic car. But we changed on the fly midstream. Alright, we're turning this over now. It does not want to balance on that side very well. I think we're beyond the point where we should be just turning this over. Oh. Right, we're leaving it turned up the wrong way for a minute while we faff with this. How's Dave in the kennel if he doesn't like being alone in the house? I don't know. I'm not there. Probably fine. We never have reports of him not being fine. It's not that he doesn't want to be alone. It's that if we're here, he wants to be with us. Like, if we go out, he's fine. It's just when we're here, he gets FOMO, I think. Yeah, that's what it basically is. So if he knows we're about, he is going to remind us that he's here. How many times have you had bag issues? I've never had this issue before. Yeah, this is a new one for me. Welcome to Star Wars. So that now goes, oh crumbs. Yeah, that goes there. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. The sets I'm excited for are Snoopy, Shrek and the Moon Gazing New Year set. They sound like some very good sets. They're all sets that are very high on my list. And I've pre-ordered Snoopy. The other two I'm going to try and wait until double points for. We'll see how successful I am with that. I am known to be something of a rascal. What am I building now? A Technic car. A Ford Technic car. That was at the top of my pile when I was panicking looking for something else to build. It's very complicated. And this goes on this side. There we go. Beautiful work. And then I'd really like to turn it back up the other way. It doesn't feel comfortable that way up at all. So this goes on there. May the Ford be with you. Good work. Very good work. Ah! It feels so crumbly. I really want to turn it back up the other way. We need some kind of plinth to put it on while it's in this state. Is it the Ford GT40 from Le Mans? Le Mans. I honestly don't know. I know nothing about cars. It is the Ford GT40 Mark II. Is that from Le Mans? Don't know. Know nothing about vehicles. If you had a dream car, what would it be? A Batmobile. I know nothing about cars. I have no interest in cars at all. Yeah, cars are not my thing. When my car lease is up for renewal every 3 years, my man rings me, tells me my car is up for renewal, asks me what I want to replace it. I say, I don't know. What have you got? And he then gives me a few options, and I say, which is the best one? And he says, whichever one he wants to sell me, presumably. And I say, okay, fine, I'll have that one. I don't test drive it. I don't even Google it. I just do as I'm told. Get the car I'm told to get. And even that is too much fannying about with cars for my taste. But it always seems to work. But yeah, I'm so not interested in cars at all. What car have I got currently? A grey one. It's a Volkswagen Tiguan. Is that how you say it? Which is fine. It came with a Volkswagen USB cable, which I liked. It works. It go brum brum. It not break down. Kevin happy. It's all I need from a car. Are you made of money? You must be rich. I'm not made of money. I mean, maybe the unspoken step to all that is I don't want to pay any more. That he knows how much I want to pay. I want him to get me a car that costs roughly the same as the last car. I don't want to pay any more. Oh wow! I haven't seen this for years. We're about to put a sticker over 2 pieces of Lego. I have not done this since I was a kid. I thought they'd stop doing this nonsense. But we have one long sticker going over 2 pieces. Is this a common thing in Technic? This is such a blast from the past. There we go. That's gone over 2 pieces. That's awesome. I've stuck it in the wrong place. It wasn't supposed to go over 2 pieces. It was supposed to go on the other edge. I literally noticed as soon as I looked down. I got too excited with my blast from the past. Oh my word! I need to use the app for this. There you go. Let's stick it in the right place this time. We're fine. Don't worry. There you go. It's on one piece. I fixed it. My dad has a Mark 6. See, that means absolutely nothing to me. What was the last set that had a sticker? What was the last set that had a sticker at least? I don't know what do you mean a sticker going over 2 pieces? I don't remember any sets from when I was a kid. Yeah, I'm not good at that kind of detail. Oh, I've put that in the wrong spot. Have I? Or have I? Have I literally put it on the wrong side again? Oh, you knuckle brain, Kevin. Can I peel that off another time? Should I, or should I just move it? Oh, I'm such a wally. I've stuck it in the wrong place again. If this sticker stays on long term, I'm going to be flabbergasted. Good job I don't really care about this set. There you go. A secondary stick. Oh my goodness. It should be so straightforward as well. There you go. Sticker perfect. I know what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm not getting on with stickers tonight, am I? This was very much a set that I bought because I thought it would be an experience on a stream at some point. This is a very good example of a set I wouldn't buy in a million years if it wasn't for content. Talking about the rearrangement of the room when we're done, this set will probably be filed right in the box that's going under the city. I doubt it will ever make it to a shelf. It's not really been purchased with a view to me admiring it long term. See if we can get it right this time though. That would be a treat. A real treat. So this sticker we're going to put on correctly. And there you go, that one's gone on right first time. I never would have thought watching a man build a Lego Technic car would be so amusing. We aim to please around these parts, boys and girls. Maybe it'll be a special treat we do every now and again. Stop getting distracted. I'm literally streaming. My main priority here is engaging with the chat. The Lego set is secondary. So I'm supposed to be getting distracted. I'm a professional getting distracted this evening. I think you should build a mid-scale Technic car once a month after you complete buying a first of the month purchases. That should slow you down, maybe. Although, I mean, I'm still going to get it done on one stream. But I guess it is fairly unusual for me to just do one set over the course of a stream. Normally, I'll show you my pile of Lego at the end of the stream that I've built. So that goes under there. Go in, your knuckle brain. So that goes there. Okay. There you go there. Okay. Have you swapped to the new back? Can I buy my old one? No, the old one's going to continue. I'm using the old one to stream on. The old one's just going to be a dedicated stream machine. So I avoid melting the new one. The new one is doing some other stuff in the other room at the moment. I tend not to get rid of old stuff. I just accumulate it and make the whole process more efficient by having multiple of things. And then every few years I'll sell a bunch of stuff in one go. Like last year I must have sold like 8 cameras that had just been replaced over the years. So there might come a day when I sell it, but it won't be worth buying when we get to that point. I think these are the seats, or this is a seat that is going in now. So where does that go? In there, I think. Yeah, in there. It's a little sit-down area. And then we need another one. Do you know if Manchester Brick Show? I'm not sure what you mean. I don't know when it is. If you're telling me it's on the 11th of June, or 11th of July, I believe you. I don't travel that far for like that kind of thing. You'll only catch me in Manchester for Bricktastic. If you're asking me if I'm going to it. I've been to Manchester too many times this year already. Feels like we've been there once a month over the first half of 2026. I need a stretch of a good few months without going to Manchester, or else I'll start threatening to move there. The last year pre-COVID, we came this close to moving to London because I was there so often for various things. It was getting silly. I think we worked out I slept in London like 2 months of 2019 it would have been. And when we looked at how much I'd spent on hotels for those 2 months in London, it was like we may as well just pay extra on our rent and move there. And we were very close. And then COVID happened, and then by the end of it, it wasn't an issue anymore. Right, we've got the seats in. So now, bag the 4. But first, you just miss Pab. He misses me. Let's get this the right way round. Crunchy ice. Shows how hot it is. The ice is nearly melted in it. I only made it before the stream. Even in Florida, the ice would last all day. Title of the stream now makes more sense. All this Technic building is good practice for building the UCS Millennium Falcon. Yikes. I think there's 6 bags in the set. Really need your trays. I'm building Lumivix record store and needed 4 takeaway tubs. The trays are on their way. Before, I'd say within 2 weeks, you'll be able to buy the trays. They are coming. The motto at the moment is we definitely want to go down the under promise over deliver route. So we want to make sure everything works perfectly when we launch. And we're going to be probably doing a limited launch as well. So I think we're talking at launch of just having 5 of each colour available initially, just to really make sure the system works. And I'm not talking like only 5 available for the first however many number of weeks, but maybe for the first day or 2 we just sell 5 of each and check that all the systems we've put in place actually work before letting the floodgates open. So we're trying to be very, very careful, because I've never done anything like this before. The closest I've ever come to a physical product is like doing football shirts for the Football Manager stuff, but even they've only been like limited run, effectively pre-order runs, and then we just place a bulk order with a manufacturer. I've never done like an ongoing physical product ever, so I need to make sure I get it right, because unlike a lot of real products, we can't do it secretly and slowly. There's going to be tens of thousands of people watching the launch, so we need to get it right, because if it goes wrong, my reputation is in the poop hole. I want to move away as I live close to London. Never want to go to London again if I can help it. See, I love London. I would happily live there. The only reason we don't is it's so expensive. Yeah, I'd happily live in London. I like busy. My dream one day, and I doubt I'll ever achieve it now, my dream is to live somewhere where I don't need a car, where I've got everything I want walking distance. The closest realistic place where we could potentially do that would be Milton Keynes. I am pushing for us to move to Milton Keynes at some point, because to me it seems like the perfect city. I go there quite a lot, and it has everything I want from a city, all relatively close together. Seems like the dream for me. But I get that it's most people's idea of a horror show, so I think I'm looking for something very different to most people when it comes to somewhere to live. Can you say hi, Ood and Monkey, to my parents? It's my nicknames for them and they love watching you. Hello, Ood and Monkey. Did you make a decision about Brick World in Chicago? Definitely not going. I looked at the schedule, wouldn't be able to make it until Friday. I decided to spend the money on Lego directly instead. Yeah, we decided, we talked about it quite a lot in the last stream, so I'm not going to really go on about it now, but we decided from we literally, I got my business studies A-level out and did a cost benefit analysis on that compared to the road trip we're doing, and from a business perspective it made much more sense to do this road trip that week. So we're now doing a European road trip that gives us much more content, probably better content, more unique content across multiple channels, rather than just being one of a couple of dozen people making videos from the big Lego event. We'll go one day, but there needs to be more of a unique reason to go rather than just going to have a look, because so many other people are going to go and have a look and make a video of having a look. Who's spending thousands on new release day? Hopefully none of you. Hopefully you've all been paying attention. There's a double points day coming. Don't be spending money. You can spend it. I'll let you have one set on launch day. You can buy one set and then you wait until double points a few weeks later. Much better to do that. Have I done this wrong? Well, butter my onion. I have. Oh. Exactly, it was a trick question. That's all right then. That's all right then. Here we go. Here we go. So we have another lump of car to plug in, which I think is the technical term. We've got some frontage in. Do you think Minas Tirith and the Grand Guap will sell out on day one? Online, yes. In store, probably not, because it's a Monday and people will be at work. But I think online, I think there's a good chance the gift with purchase will be sold out online before the physical stores even open. Unless people are put off by the price. But in my experience with Lord of the Rings, people don't get put off by the price. I remember how big the queue was when Barad-dûr came out. And I don't think that was much cheaper than Minas Tirith is. So, yeah, I think it's a very good chance that gift with purchase is gone online very quickly. But will probably be in store for a few days. Because I suspect there's not going to be loads of people taking the day off work to go and get it. Do I order it online on Sunday night and build it at the weekend? Like, if you're a person with a normal job and all this is happening on a Monday, you could order it on Sunday night before you go to bed and it'll be delivered before the weekend, which is going to be your first chance to build it anyway. Or you take a day off work or go down on your lunch break and buy it then and still don't get to build it until the weekend. It's like, I probably don't. I probably just order online. I don't think it's going to be quite as bad as January the 1st was, because it's a normal work day, a normal school day. Kids are back to school that day, aren't they? From half term. So you're not going to have a bunch of kids there. You're not going to have as many adults there. Because like, even if you're an adult with kids, it's probably a bit harder to have that day off work, because you might have had to have some day off work during half term as well. We'll be taking a trip to the Blue Water Lego and see what I can buy for my partner's birthday, which is June the 1st. Nice. Let's hope they don't exclude all the June releases from the Double Points event. I don't think they've ever done that in the past, so I suspect they won't. The idea of the Double Points in June is to compete with Amazon's Prime Day that's on at the same time, and they're not going to compete very well if all the sets that people want are that'd be excluding over 100 sets. I think that would be insane if they decided to do Double Points but exclude like a quarter of the product range from it. That would be bonkers. My understanding it is a site-wide Double Points. The one set I may also get is the Bricklink University. Yeah, Bricklink pre-orders open before Double Points, but obviously you don't have to pay for them for 6 months, so that's just a problem to kick down the road a bit. Worry about that later. Do you know if Double Points will cover the are you talking about are we saying Monet as in the art set? I think my understanding is, I mean, remember, nothing's been announced, so nobody knows for sure. My expectation is it'll be Double Points on everything, because that's what they did this time last year. Double Points on everything and some discounts on some things as well. I mean, the insiders prices have already started on the Lego website. There's a few sets on insiders prices already. I think there'll be more stuff go on insiders prices. And Double Points on everything, because they've got 100 new sets that are would have just dropped. They're going to need to clear some of that retired stuff out pronto. They want that gone. Although interestingly, and I haven't actually verified this anywhere other than my own comment section, but someone said in the comments that apparently all of the Friends and City stuff that we're getting in the UK on the 1st of June isn't out in the US until the 1st of August. So there's probably 25 of the 100 new sets that aren't going to be coming out in the US until August. I know we had that a few years ago with, I think, some Creative 3-in-1 stuff didn't come out until August when it came out here in June, sorry. So I remember Tony from Loca Bricks was over in London, and I was taunting him with all the stuff that we already had when we were wandering around the Lego store, because he couldn't get it in the US yet. Where does this go? Oh, on there. Okay. There, is that what we're talking about? In your experience, are people more addicted to buying Lego more than building? I'm finding that I'm more into shopping for good deals versus actual building of the sets. My backlog is ridiculous. I think they're two different hobbies. It's something that you get people jokingly say on Book Talk as well, and I think it applies to Lego. One of the most common things, because I like my Book Talk content, one of the most common things people say on there is that reading books and shopping for books are two different hobbies. And it's fine. There's plenty of people who like both. It's fine to like both, but you don't have to like both. It is normal for you to only like one of the two. And I think that absolutely is the case with Lego as well. There's people who really enjoy building and don't enjoy buying. There's people who are the opposite of that, and there's people who like both. I'm definitely in the camp of enjoying both. I love my Lego deals. I love my Lego shopping as much as anybody. You know what I'm like, boys and girls, but I also really, really love building Lego. So I very much enjoy both elements of it. But yeah, I fully acknowledge there are people who enjoy the thrill of the hunt and the getting of the deal more than the actual Lego itself. And I think that's fine, as long as it's done like within reason, done sensibly. As long as people aren't going into debt for it. Spend your money how you like. It's better spent on Lego than drugs, that's for sure. Well, because eventually I need to build because I'm out of shelf space too. Yeah, exactly. I also don't think there's any harm at all in doing like a no-buy month or a no-buy quarter or a no-buy year, and just being like, you know what, I've got enough Lego for now. I'm not going to buy anything until 2027 unless I run out. Because then imagine how much fun that first trip, imagine how much fun January the 1st would be if you've not bought anything between now and then, and you go in and everything that's being released between now and then is effectively a new set for you. That would be so much fun. I mean, it's not something we can do because obviously we need the content on the new sets as they come out. But I think as a normal collector, it'd be a really interesting thing to do, and would arguably, like I say, be a lot of fun, quite apart from anything else. I'm having no buy rest of the year unless it's a set I really want. There you go, good plan. Double points in June for a few purchases. Lego going EO. I don't know what EOL means. It's wild because I've already read that one. That person would have really strong willpower. Yeah, maybe. Although I would say, if you need willpower, and this, I know I'm very much in danger of calling out the entire chat here. So, no, I'm saying this tongue-in-cheek. I would potentially argue that if you need strong willpower to not buy Lego, that's a tad worrying from like an addiction perspective. And I realise I speak as the biggest hypocrite in the room because I can hide behind that it's my job all I like, but you know full well I'd be buying plenty of Lego if it wasn't my job as well, because I am a maniac. But yeah, I would like to think that most people, like, it's like any other hobby. It's fine to spend your disposable income on it, but it shouldn't be at the expense of more important things. You shouldn't be going into debt for Lego. You shouldn't be like sacrificing your food budget to buy Lego. It shouldn't like be mega hard. I'm Kevin and I'm a Legoholic. Yeah. What could be a challenge is that you buy a kind of easy set to build and see if you could build it without the instructions. I could not. I do not have that kind of brain. What am I building? I am building a Ford Technic vehicle because I didn't have a bag one in my Star Wars set. I enjoy getting the occasional set that suits me. Yeah, that's the way. That's probably the way it should be. And I realise I'm part of the problem with my hype encouraging videos. But, you know, don't hate the player, hate the game. But I guess it is easy to fall into the trap of forgetting that it's not the be-all and end-all to have every new set when it comes out. And they are going to be available for years. Like, I know there's going to be a rush to buy Minas Tirith a week today, isn't it? It comes out. But it's still going to be in the shop in 3 years' time, probably. So, you know, if you don't get it for 2 years, it's not the end of the world. You'll still get it eventually. It will still be as good then. Probably a bit cheaper, too. What's your favourite Insider's Point set that you've claimed? Probably the Pokemon one. Was that? No, the one I'm thinking of wasn't an Insider's Point. It was a gift for purchase. I mean, the little Pokemon Center was fun, but I don't think it was as good as the Mario shell. So it might be that. I'm trying to think what were Insider's rewards. Probably the Mario shell, I think. That is very cool. I'm watching all your Florida vlogs and have about 2 hours from the parks. Nice, very jealous. Can we swap houses? As I'm sure most people do when they visit for the first time. Obviously the first one we did was decide we were going to move there. And Googled it and we're like, oh, okay, so we're never going to move there. Because as a self-employed person, I suspect health insurance would be problematic with all of the health problems that me and Anna have. So, yeah. I don't think moving to the US is ever on the cards for us. We need the NHS. Or I might have to get a real job to get some health insurance. I do not like the sound of that. Do you think you'll ever not buy Lego? I suspect there'll be times in my life when I'm not buying Lego. There's been plenty of times in my life up to this point when I wasn't. I had like a 20-year run where I barely bought a set when my kids were young, or when my kids were still at home, not just when they were young. It wasn't until they all moved out that we fully got the sickness again. So there's always changes in circumstances that can sneak up on you. I'd like to think that's quite cool. We've got the bonnet that lifts up. I'd like to think we're in a good place for a few years, having now built a job around it. But social media could go away or change. And we might not be able to spend for a while. Who knows? Have I done that wrong? So that one. Yeah. Hold on. How old are my daughters now? 24 and about to turn 20. So 19 for a few more weeks. So yeah, 24 and 19. Right, so that goes there, and this goes here. Okay. If you replaced a speed champion on the wall with a member of the Duck Army, don't mention it, just leave it in the background. How long before people notice? I think people would notice quite quickly. When are we going to see the final modular that you need? When I find it at a reasonable price. I'm not in a mega rush. Yeah, I mean, I'm at Peterborough Brick Festival next weekend. If they've got a box damaged, reverse built one in good condition for 300 quid there, I'll buy it. But I'm not spending £500 on it. I just don't need it that badly. So I'm happy to take my time and wait for it. Imagine if one day you have to buy Lego for your grandkids. I mean, I would consider that a joy, that's not something I would worry about having to do. Our storage unit is absolutely full of fugglers. I've got enough fugglers. I mean, bearing in mind we don't have any grandkids and there's unlikely to be any on the way anytime soon, as my eldest daughter frequently reminds me, it's unlikely her girlfriend will get her pregnant. But yeah, we've got a lot of fugglers in the storage unit. I want to get to the point where however many grandkids we have, everyone can get a fuggler for every birthday between 0 and 18. I think that's a very sensible plan for me to have as a future grandparent. So yeah, Lego is fine. I buy a lot of Lego for my nieces, my brother's kids. They get Lego for pretty much every birthday and Christmas. I'm very much happy to spread the sickness. It's a pleasure. What modular is left to get? Of the achievable ones, Grand Emporium is the one I'm actively hunting at the moment. Yeah, she's always very careful to say unlikely but not impossible. Oh. I really am struggling with the stickers on this set, way more than I usually struggle with stickers. I think it's because normally you're just sticking stickers onto flat bricks, but this is all bendy surfaces and I feel like I'm sticking them around corners half the time. It is more difficult even just doing the stickers. It is a nice challenge doing a Technic set. You seem like the type of granddad that would buy a loud drum kit for your grandkids. I think doing it for your grandkids is a risk. I have done it for my brother's kids because they're never going to come to stay with us. Grandkids come to stay, and you have to be careful. You got to play it smart. Where does this go? Oh, there. There? Where? There on the chat. There. Right. Bag one missing is wild. It is mad, isn't it? I've never had that before. I feel like customer service aren't going to believe me. I might send them the VOD. Say, look, I genuinely am not messing you around. Please, can I have a fresh bag one? Where is that going? Oh, I've got to do the other one first. Okay. Big question, is it happening Saturday night? What, me getting my bag one? Of course. I would love it to, but I'm strangely calm about the whole thing. I feel very strongly, and we will stop talking about football almost immediately, so don't worry, boys and girls. I feel very strongly the main priority for the season has been achieved. Anything else from here would be a bonus, and I'm still going to leave the season very happy and satisfied if the bonus doesn't come off this time. I think the really important one was the Premier League. And there'll be more winnable Champions Leagues because Paris Saint-Germain aren't going to have a super team forever. So yeah, it'd be lovely if it did. I'm not that bothered if it doesn't. I think that's the most sensible way to go into it. And of course, football fans are known for being level-headed and sensible, so I'm sure all Arsenal fans are going in thinking exactly like that. And no one's going to be losing their heads next week, obviously. I haven't sang once tonight. I've got no one to sing to. It's Anna I'm singing to. Because I know how much she loves it. It's romantic serenading. Where do you go? You go there. Okay. I think the player seems a lot more relaxed and calmer yesterday, showing encouraging signs, in my opinion, for an upset against PSG. Yeah, I think we talked about it quite a lot on the Football Manager stream the other night. I think it is the two best teams in Europe have both made it to the final. And I think if any team is capable of beating this Paris Saint-Germain team, it's this Arsenal team. It is literally perfectly balanced. The best attack in the world against the best defence in the world. Something's got to give. And it could go either way. So we'll just have to see. Wicket is out of order. Try again another day. Yeah, exactly. Could use your professional opinion. Should I buy the sail barge at Smith's for 400 or the Minas Tirith when it comes out with the gift with purchase? How much do you care about the gift with purchase? Because the sail barge retires this year. So, and you know, Star Wars stuff, certainly the UCS sets, we know they shoot up in value. So you are, if you ever plan on getting it, you are in like last chance saloon right now. So if that's a set you want, it should absolutely take priority over a set that's going to be available for years. The one complicating factor is the gift with purchase. But I guess, what's the absolute top amount that gift with purchase could go for on eBay? £100? So I suppose it comes down to, are you likely to be able to buy both this year? Or is it, I'm buying one this year and one I'll try and get in the future? Because you'll probably find that this time next year, buying Minas Tirith on sale and then paying £100 to buy the gift with purchase on eBay will be a lot cheaper than trying to find the sail barge this time next year. So I know which way I'd lean if I was interested in getting either of them. Thankfully, and it stops us bankrupting ourselves, I've got no interest in either of them, so we're all good. Are you going to continue the Pocopia videos? Probably not. I might do more at some point. I'm not going to continue that series at this point. I just don't have time to do it. It was very much an experiment. And it was fun to do, but so much more time consuming than I thought. It takes so much longer than making a Football Manager video. And I just don't think the way we're set up at the moment, I have time for a fifth channel. But obviously there's always the situation where things can change. I'm not saying, never say never in content creation, but right now I think we're probably happy with the balance we've got currently. Hold on, where do you go? This is where I could really use the app. There we go. So that goes on there. I'm not too much into the sail barge, but the deal is good. But also the Minas Tirith I'm not too sold on, especially the scale. Looks of it to me, but the gift with purchase is good. Yeah, but the gift with purchase, like I say, it's not going to be more than £100, at least not for the first couple of years. Look up how much the previous gifts with purchase are. Yeah, they're expensive, but they're not like £500 expensive. But also, there's probably going to still be ways to get that gift with purchase later in the year. Like, you can still get, or you could, 3 weeks ago when I was in there, you could still get the Stranger Things gift with purchase at the Lego Discovery Centre in Manchester. So, and that's been out 6 months. So it's not that the gift with purchase is guaranteed to disappear forever from everywhere. It'll become harder to get and become more expensive, but it won't become impossible. But the fact you're saying you're not that bothered about either of them, potentially, makes me wonder if I'm even answering the right question. Build for their own collection. If you're asking from an investment perspective, I am not the guy. We don't do Lego investment here. Yeah, I can't help you there. Don't make investment decisions based on what I say. I'm very much a buy it to build it and enjoy it and have fun with it kind of collector. I am not an investor by any stretch. Not in Lego anyway. Don't poop where you eat. Do you think Anna will move to the new tray design and abandon her favourite? Oh yeah. The only reason she's still using the other one is because I don't want the current ones being full of Lego when I do the launch video. Yeah, she was involved in the process. She's very happy with the design we've settled on. It was very much a collaborative effort across all parties, of which Anna was one. What? Oh, that's so clever. The mechanism for the door is really clever. I tell you what, this Technic stuff's all right. It's very, very clever. The Lord of the Rings gift with purchase is up for around 105 to 120. What, the current one? So it's going to come down once it actually exists initially. I wish I'd bought the Enterprise when it came out, £100 for the gift with purchase. But if you were to buy that on a discount with a gift with purchase at some point, you could probably get it for £100 off and then buy the gift with purchase and you still get it for the same price. So all hope is not lost. When do I think the trays will be out? Within 2 weeks they'll be out. We're just doing the final stages now. Like product photography and writing copy for the website and that kind of thing. If they would offer the gift of purchase for other Lord of the Rings sets as well, like they did in my place for the Fell Beast, I'd buy Barad-dûr instead, because that's the only one I'm missing. Once I'm done with Titanic and I lift my self-imposed ban on buying Lego, the Enterprise is next on the list. If I was a Lord of the Rings fan, I'd literally be broke. Yeah, I think it is for the best that we're not all into everything. I do feel sorry for people who are really into Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, well, I guess Mario. That's not what I was trying to say. I was trying to say Harry Potter. I don't know how it came out as Mario. But if you're into like Pokemon as well, if you're really into all 5 of those, there's some decisions that have to be made on which ones you're actually going to collect, because it's just not possible to get them all and stay financially solvent. Oh, crumbs. And then, where do you go? You go in there. No, you go in there. Yoink. And then you go there. Ah, crumb knuckles. Credit card debt. I mean, I think there's only so far you can take that, at least in the UK. I think accumulating tens of thousands of credit card debt is much harder to do here than it is in the US, for example. I think credit card companies are under quite tight regulations to not allow people to spend themselves into a massive debt crisis. So even that, I think, is easier said than done. And definitely not to be encouraged. Don't go into debt for Lego, boys and girls. Hope you and Anna are okay. We are delightful. I mean, Anna's warm. I mean, I'm pretty warm as well, to be honest. Collecting all the Pokemon sets will be the hardest because you've got to catch them all. Exactly. That's why I'm so glad they're bringing out a load of kiddie ones that I don't have to worry about. I was worried for a minute there when I saw how many were coming out this year that they were all going to be adult ones, and that would have ruined me. What's the best way to grow a YouTube channel? I mean, there's not a quick answer to that question. The answer that, the most honest answer, and the one that a lot of people probably don't want to hear, is treat it like a full-time job for a long time. I'm talking like multiple years, and hope you end up getting good at it. There's no quick way, I'm afraid. Do it because you love it, and with no expectation of actually growing it initially. And then if you realise you've got a natural aptitude for it, like you're good on camera, you're naturally charismatic, then worry about studying it and growing it from there. But I've been doing content creation of some kind or other online for nearly 20 years. I made my first pound 8 or 9 years ago and went full-time 8 years ago. So it took me a good 10 years of not making anything and not getting anywhere before we even started to make any kind of progress towards growing a channel. So I'm maybe not the right person to ask. Although I would argue I am the right person to ask, because I am the guy who doesn't have the natural talent for it. And I'm not a pretty lady. But I just spent so long practicing it and getting good at it that I taught myself how to do the things that certainly don't come naturally to me. I was fired from a job working in a call centre because I was umming and erring too much. I couldn't get through a call without umming and erring and falling over my words. So I went from that to being able to like fluently do YouTube videos, and that wasn't a fluke. I've done over 10,000 YouTube videos over the last 15 years. Practice, stick at it. That's why you have to enjoy it. It was my hobby long before it was my job. I didn't go into it to get rich or go full time. I did it because it seemed fun and cool, and it is, and it still is. So I still enjoy it now. That's why, even after years of being full-time, I was willing to start again from scratch with Block Party and build up from zero. And work on it full-time, basically not earning any money, before it started to grow. Because it was fun. So yeah, if you've got that kind of attitude towards it, just crack on and have a good time. But like I say, that's not the answer most people want to hear. What have I done wrong here? You handsome fool. Missed that bit out. That's what I've done wrong. $20 I remember finding a vlog channel I was in my last year of college. Yeah, so the vlog started in 2017, so that wasn't 20 years ago. But I did a lot of stuff before I even started YouTube. I remember having a conversation with Anna and Sheepdog, my podcast co-host and long-time collaborator. I remember having a conversation with the two of them when I was still at uni. So we're going back to, like, if Anna existed, it must have been 2012. So we're going back to 2012. So even that, I'd been trying to do content on my own for a long time, with Sheepdog for 2 or 3 years at uni. And then even like late days of uni when Anna came on the scene, I remember having the conversation with Sheepdog about where we were going to focus. And even then, we made the decision that we weren't going to get anywhere with YouTube, so we were going to focus on podcasting. Podcasting was where it was at. We would focus on a podcast. Even now, I've barely made any money from a podcast. I've been podcasting for a long time. Our podcast has been going 15 years, and we've certainly not made 5 figures in that time. Like, in the whole of that time. Not per year, in general. Split 4 ways, there's not been 10 grand made off of that podcast in 15 years. So, yeah, I was definitely wrong to delay YouTube for as long as I did. Turned out that was my natural home. But it took me a long time to get comfortable on camera. Right, I think this is the final BAG, bag 6. Could I get one last professional opinion? What about a used lonely mounting and Witch King battle for 550? I don't have professional opinions on those. They feel well outside of anything I've heard of. They must be in themes I'm not familiar with. Your videos make me laugh, especially when you and Anna argue over something or when Anna gets cross with you. I mean, that happens a lot. What's the podcast? The Mature Gamer Podcast. The most successful independent gaming podcast in UK iTunes history. I've also done other podcasts over the years. I've been like #1 in the comedy charts on iTunes before. Me and Sheepdog got in a newspaper for one of our podcasts because we were top of the comedy charts, ahead of like loads of BBC stuff. We did a podcast called We're From the Internet. That was basically it was a daily podcast breakfast show that we did every day. Released it like 7 a.m. every day. And just did like a 10-minute answering a question kind of thing. And it went really, really well for a little while. And then we just ran out of time to record it every morning. Well, we weren't recording it every morning. We'd like batch record them once a week. But we ran out of time, so I had to knock it on the head. We had Best Thing From, where we travelled around the country trying to find the best thing from every county in the country, which again was going really well. We wrote like 4 books off the back of that. But had a combination of we ran out of money because travelling costs money. So we ran out of money, but also Ross Noble then did something very similar on Dave. And it's like, well, I feel like you've taken our idea there, Ross. But that pretty much killed it. The Hobbit from 2012. Yeah, see, I have no idea then. What sets are now on the top of your retired sets wish list? I just finished a Disney train station yesterday. It turned out great. That's pretty near the top. Grand Emporium. I still want the other roller coaster, the one that I've not got, even though I've got nowhere to put it. And then just like the usual stuff that I'm probably never going to get, like the Ghostbusters Firehouse, the really early modulars. But yeah, realistically, the Disney train and station is, especially now Main Street's coming. I'm actually considering getting a Disney castle for the city. I know Anna's got one in the living room, but has made it very clear I'm not going to be allowed to take it for the city. So I think once we've got the new office and we've got the space to do it, with Main Street and all the fairground rides we've already got, I think we probably are going to do a full-on Disney. Get a castle, flesh out Main Street, get the Disney train running around, and have it as a whole separate island where we just have all the cool Disney stuff. Am I going to any brick shows? I go to lots of brick shows. I'll be in Peterborough next weekend, I should think, unless circumstances prevent me from attending. And you can never have too many firehouses, just like you can never have too many fire engines. It's Lego. There's supposed to be 50 fire engines. Every Lego city is supposed to be a police state. You're supposed to have emergency services everywhere. That's what Lego is. Emergency services simulator. I put this in the wrong one. Where do you keep all your Lego builds? Well, the ones for the city go in our city, which is in our studio. And then everything else is in here, or in our landing, or in my office, or in the living room, or the art sets are on the walls all over the house. But crucially, we are old Lego. By which I mean, we're quite happy to disassemble them and like put them away. Like, yeah. And I don't mean reverse build them and put them back in their box. I mean, like, take them apart and chuck the bricks in a big tub of loose bricks, which we promise ourselves one day will get sorted and never will. But every now and again I'll rummage through looking for pieces when I need pieces for something. So yeah, Lego sets aren't intended to stay on display forever. When we're done with them, they turn back into pieces. Where is that? Talking of pieces, I can't find the piece I'm looking for. I hope the next module is a hospital. I'd love it to be. I just feel like it's something Lego just don't want to do. Because it's not fun. Which I do get. People do Lego as escapism. And you don't necessarily want a hospital as part of that. But at the same time, there's a lot of us that are detail-oriented nerds who feel our cities need one. And it's not as if they don't do hospitals in City and Friends. So I don't get why the kids get to have a hospital but the adults aren't allowed one. Maybe it's because we're all closer to death. I'm going to have to start dismantling a couple of sets once I'm done with my self-imposed spending Lego ban. There's a few, yeah. See, this is going to be an interesting thing in Lego over the next few years, because I think obviously Lego had a huge explosion off the back of COVID and everybody getting a hobby again. And I think we are now reaching the point where those people who got into Lego then let's say they buy, like the crazy collectors are going to be crazy collectors, but the normal folk who are a huge part of the Lego like buying audience now, the normal folk who buy 2 or 3 sets a year based on the things they loved as a child and then display them in their house and never disassemble them, those people are like 5 or 6 years deep now. Their displays are getting full. And it's going to be really, really interesting what they do about that. Because I think there's going to be a huge section of like the botanicals market, the architecture market, the pretty Lego market, the art set market. There's going to be a huge number of those people who've bought those sets with the intention of them being on display forever. And they're going to run out of space. And what happens then? And that could be when we see the great Lego crash of 2028. We'll see, I guess. But it's coming, I think. It's going to reach like full saturation. And with people who don't want to disassemble their sets, their houses are full and they're like, well, then I guess I've got enough Lego. I don't have any more room for it. I just built my own girly Lego room now, so I have more room for all the June 1st sets, and it's away from my husband's Trekkie builds and my son's Ninjago. Disney just doesn't fit into their space. Fair enough. Did you ever continue using the Lego app that you demonstrated about 18 months ago? No. I would like to, but again, it's all about time. If I had time to use the app, I'd have time to sort the Lego properly. I don't. I would love to, I just don't. And again, I like to tell myself that the reason for that is because we're doing this for content, not collecting. Collecting is a byproduct, but it's mainly for content. So for me, I can't make a very good video about me sorting I could maybe make one good video about sorting the Lego, but that will get it a bit sorted once, and then no one's going to watch part 2 of that because it's going to be the same, me sorting the Lego. So from a content perspective, there's not really much reason to do it. Talking about new sets, building new sets, shopping for new sets is always going to be better content. So for us, it makes sense to just keep bringing in the new stuff and letting the old stuff pile up in boxes under the city, which is what it does. But I like to tell myself, if this was a hobby, every time a set got disassembled, it would be properly split up and organised and all the parts, and I'd then spend less on like bricklink orders. And I don't know if that's an actual reality of what would happen, but I like to tell myself that's what would happen if it was a hobby. I started in COVID with the botanical range, and I'm currently looking at pegboards from IKEA to put my flowers on. I ran out of space a while ago. Gotta be honest, the only botanical set I really want to build is the garden. Will we see the continuation of the sit complex anytime soon? Yeah, there's a bag here. This bag that's just off camera is full of bricklink orders that are all parts for that. So I've got the parts there, I've got the sets there. I am ready to go with 4 more floors. So it might even happen in the next few weeks. It is probably the next big project I do after tidying up. We've got to tidy up and make some space first. But then once that's done, that is the next big project. I'm kind of holding off on it while we find out if we're going to be moving soon or not. Because the last thing I want to do is make the sit complex massive only to then have to move it. I'd rather move it when it's only 3 stories high and do the new bit in the new office if it's going to be happening soon. We'll know if it's happening soon within a week or 2. There's not as many viable options as I thought there would be. So realistically, if the one that I've emailed turns out to not be suitable, then I don't think there's anywhere else that's going to be suitable currently, and we probably put that on the back burner until next year maybe, and focus in on where we are now. and let the future worry about itself. So yeah, we will see is the answer to that, but it will be soonish. I have 3 sets I'd never dismantled. Titanic when it's built, Wicked Wall Art and the Jaws set. Oh yeah, we've got plenty of sets we'd never dismantle. Like the Colosseum's never getting intensive. So if we decided we were bored of that, then logically we just sell it to somebody built rather than dismantling it. Because it's, as a Colosseum, it is worth way more than the parts individually. Which isn't the case for most Lego. But that one for sure. And like the modulars in the Lego City, they're never going to get disassembled. So yeah, we've got plenty of sets that fit that criteria. It's basically the display sets that are on a rotation that have a lifespan. Like just straight up display sets. I think pretty much everything. A day will come when, you know what, I want to display this new set more than this old set. So even something like the gumball vending machine thing back there, which I love, I can see that not being on display forever. Because there's going to come a time when there's something cooler that I want to display. And that just, it's like, okay, you've had your time. It's now time for you to go. I'm ashamed by how long it took me to realise Sitcomplex was Sitcom Complex. I have some exciting news, guys. I finally got my hands on the Gringotts Bank, one of the very last ones too. Lovely stuff. Very nice. I know Anna kept showing me pictures of stuff she'd seen on the internet, like, the Gringotts is back in stock. And I was like, it was never out of stock here. That's clearly an image from America. I've been in multiple shops recently where I've shown it and gone, oh, this one's going to sting for our American viewers, because it's been in stock everywhere all year. But yeah, it is obviously nearing the end now. What? I dismantled and bagged my Colosseum a few months ago after 5 years. It took just as long as building it. Wow. Have I heard of Brick Borrow? I have heard of Brick Borrow. I think it's a very cool thing. Again, if this were just a hobby for us, I think it's something we would use a lot. But as it is, our backlog is massive. We certainly don't need more sets turning up and clogging us up. It was on sale in the US recently, but sold out in less than 24 hours. Yeah. I just ate Burger King with my family today, and I ate a lot. I had 2 burgers and some fries. Congratulations. How big is my dream wish list? There's a video coming out about that tomorrow, but to give you a slight spoiler ahead of the video, there are 110 sets coming out on the 1st. So I put all of them into wish lists on the Lego website. It took me 4 wish lists to do it, but I got them all in a wish list, and then went through and deleted all of the sets that I didn't want to give me an idea of what my starting point was for a shopping list. After deleting everything I definitely didn't want, there were still 51 sets on these playlists with a total price of £3,500. So the honest answer right now is my wish list is all over the place. I've made a video where I supposedly tell you what I'm going to buy. I've already changed my mind several times since then. And yeah, we could end up anywhere by the time the day comes. There's just too much. too much good stuff coming. Have I done this bit wrong? Hold on. Have I? No, I don't think I have. I think that's right. Are you prepared for the queues on 1st of June that look like 1st of January? I don't think they will. 1st of January was New Year's Day and everyone was off work. 1st of June is a school day, a work day. It's not only that, it's back to school day. So kids who've been off for half term are back at school. Parents who've been off with their kids are back at work. The night before is a Sunday night, which is the big online shopping night traditionally. So I think it will be busy. I think it will probably be the second busiest day of the year. I don't think it's going to be close to what January the 1st was. I don't think we're going to have that level of chaos. Because remember, I've never seen anything like January 1st ever before or since. That was just a really unique situation. It was a bank holiday, so everyone's off work. And the Stranger Things finale had just come out. So Stranger Things hype was at its absolute maximum. And then all of a sudden, in a day, everyone's had off work. The morning after they've watched the Stranger Things finale, all of a sudden this really cool Stranger Things Lego set comes out. And it just absolutely maximised on hype and people being available because they were off work. And that combination of circumstances isn't going to happen again. So, yeah, it's going to be busy, but it ain't going to be that busy. Nothing's ever going to be that busy again. Leicester Square for Minas Tirith signing is happening if I abandon my parade plans. Nice. Have you got top 3 sets you want for June the 1st? My most wanted is Main Street. And I've already pre-ordered Snoopy and Helicarrier, so I guess they're my 3 by default. Although I ordered Snoopy and the Helicarrier before I realised just how much other stuff was coming out. So there is part of me that's still considering cancelling the Helicarrier pre-order and maybe getting the Shrek set instead and saving the Helicarrier for double points. But we'll see. But yeah, I think my three most wanted are probably the Shrek set, the Snoopy set, and Main Street. I think they're all very cool. But the trick is to try not to buy too much of it because we've got double points coming up so soon after. And that's what I'm gonna be like a broken record. I'm gonna be so boring going on about that in every video I make this week, but I guarantee that I'm gonna make a video. Oh, crumbs. I guarantee I'll make a video the day that the double points is announced, and there's going to be comments from loads of people going, oh God, I wish I'd have known about this. I've just spent XYZ on Lego on June the 1st. So I am determined to be the guy who saves as many people as possible from that fate. Even if it gets a bit boring for those of you who watch every video. I apologise. It's for the greater good. We're trying to save people from themselves. Poor Donkey has his face butchered. I think Donkey's fine in the big set. He looks awful in the Brickheads. But the big set, I think they've nailed Donkey. Yeah, it looks really good. I do like me a Donkey. Donkey's what that in the big set. That Donkey is one of the best faces they've done all year. We've had a year of rotten faces, but that Donkey one I think is quite good. Amazon Prime Day is supposed to be around the week of June 15th or the 22nd. So yeah, double points would be the same time as that. There are people who don't watch every video. I can't believe that. Yeah, that's the nature of YouTube in 2025. That's why I have to clickbait every title. You can see by how much the view numbers vary between videos. There's a huge proportion of this audience that only watch when I really clickbait them. Like, I have to really go heavy on the clickbait to get them to watch. And then, annoyingly, they're the same people who then complain, "Oh, do you have to do the clickbait and the open mouth thumbnail?" Yeah, I do, because if I don't, you don't click the thing. It's the only way I can get you to click. Will you get Stitch and Scrump? Or that would be Anna's set. It will be Anna's set if we get it. That one is an if, because obviously there's already a buildable Stitch that I think is still available, and I know we've got, and I don't know that we need another one. I think it's important to not feel that you have to have every version of your favourite characters or your favourite kind of sets. I think one Stitch is fine. We're not Stitch mega fans. We like him. I think he's funny, but I'd never seen the movie until last year. I didn't grow up on Stitch. I was always a bit confused why they made such a fuss of him at Disneyland Paris rather than Mickey Mouse. So yeah, I'm not a Stitch mega fan. I can live with just one in our house. And when there's 109 other sets coming out on the same day, that feels like one that can easily be passed on for now. Because as ever, we can always pick it up on sale at a later date. But I don't think we need to be rushing out to buy what is effectively a duplicate of a set we already have. Same with the Toy Story Brickheads. We are big Toy Story fans, me in particular. But I've already got, at least I've already got Woody and Buzz in Brickheads form. I don't need them again. I'll obviously get them again eventually, but I don't need them the day they come out. Already got them. Right. Lots of stickers on this part that aren't really lined up properly, but I think I'll live. I have the old Dobby the House Elf sealed. Wish I would have known there was a new one coming. I mean, I think it's safe to assume with stuff like that, there's always a new one coming. The day they make their last Dobby the House Elf is the day they say goodbye to Harry Potter as a theme, I think. That'd be like saying, oh, I wish I'd have known they were going to do another Millennium Falcon. Well, yeah, I can tell you now, boys and girls, spoilers, there's going to be another Millennium Falcon. I'll even go so far as to say, there'll be more than one. What is happening here? Okay, so that goes through there. Ah, okay. So where does that click onto anything, or is that just resting in? I feel like I've got something wrong here. But maybe I haven't. I think it does just go in like that. I guess we connect it some other way. What the bajingly jangly are we supposed to be doing here? So that goes there. Okay. Wow, we just connect it loosely by one thing there. That can't be right. But that seems to be... It's literally held on by one little piece there. It's not even got one on each side. Maybe it feels a bit more secure once the wheels are on. That seems bonkers. Right. Just got to get the wheels on and we're done, I think. Are these all the same size? No, some of them are bigger than others. Well, bigger, right, bigger with bigger. I did hear that in October we're getting another DC modular building. Did you? I did not. Where did you hear that? I mean, I won't be upset if we do, but I haven't seen that rumour myself. Should I start getting the Hogwarts modulars before the Great Hall retires, or get the big old Hogwarts? I don't know. How big a Hogwarts do you want? My worry with the one they're releasing in modules is some of it is already retired, and we don't know how many more years they're going to be releasing it for. We don't know how big it's going to be when it's done. So I'm certainly not planning to commit to it, not knowing where we're going to end up. That's not meant to be like that. I mean, it literally is. I'm looking at it on there. Or is it supposed to be connected somewhere else as well? Because I can't see where else it connects. And it's certainly not clear from the instructions. I'm going back and checking. I can see where it should connect together, I think, but I don't have the right pins to be able to do it. It's like I've got missing pieces. It's meant to hinge. Yeah, it doesn't. And I can't see where it would connect. The instructions are not very helpful. Ah, right. I see. That bit needs to bend around there. Okay, I've got it. I've got it. Now I've got it. There you go. That was not clear at all from the instructions, but we got there in the end. And then big wheels at the back, small wheels at the front, right? I know the drill. Is that it? That's it. So we have our car where we can steer with our little nobule on the top. We also have a little thing in here. Boys and girls, this is the greatest thing in the world. We can put the bonnet up. Hello, I have a car. Oh wow, it's a talking car. We've got doors that open and close. We also had some kind of shenanigans we could do at the back here, but I can't remember where the button for that was. There was something that made the bit at the back wiggle. We've got the bits that pump up and down as we move. They're still working. One of these back bits tilted before, I think. But I love the fact the bonnet lifts up. That's so cool. I mean, it is a nice set. And then that opens up for us to have an examination of what's going on in there. Oh, crumbs. There we go. That goes down. That was actually quite good fun. How long? What time is it? Oh wow, that's taken me the full 3 hours. I enjoyed that. We might have to do more of these mid-scale Technic vehicles because actually it's not that big. It's probably twice the size of a Speed Champion, but it's not going to take up the whole Lego room like the massive ones do. So I think this like middle scale Technic stuff might be something we do on stream a bit more often. Because as much as it was fiddly, it is so cool now it's done. I enjoyed that and I think it is cool. And it's something for me to play with. It would take, yeah, it can't go in the Lego City. It's on the roof to turn the back wheels. Yeah, I'm on the roof. What does that do? Very fun. Boys and girls, we'll wrap things up there. We will be back streaming again on Friday, hopefully with Anna, if the weather has calmed down a little bit. I don't know what we're going to be building. I doubt I'm going to have the bag one from Lego to do Wicket. Wicket will be done when we have that bag one, so I don't know what we'll be building on Friday. I do have some more of this scale Technic vehicles. I might do another one of these. I tell you what we might do. I've got the Technic Jeep Wrangler that came out earlier in the year, and Anna has, although she's now doing Mickey, isn't she? We won't do this yet. She's got the Jurassic Park Jeep Wrangler. So at some point, either on a video or a stream, we are going to do both of them and compare them. But I'll have to save that for when she's got ready to do hers. So let's face it, we've got plenty of Lego. We're going to have something to build. We might even have had a pre-order or two turn up by then. Like new release day is Monday. Snoopy might be here before Friday. Stranger things have happened. They've got 110 sets releasing. They might start sending some pre-orders out early. You never know. But yeah, we'll wrap things up there.